We're still trying to figure out what this is.
It's maddening, it's unsettling, and it's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know.
I heard in the distance, I thought it was my mom coming back to make breakfast. We looked at each other, and that's when I knew it was something else.
A whole new world lives right under our feet, in the caves and tunnels.
Inside the tunnel, and
apart from extraterrestrial life, skinwalkers and mysterious beings, all sorts of demons live in the dark. Here are a few proofs of unknown life forms that have been creeping everyone out. An adventurous couple came across an abandoned mine shaft while exploring the mountain area, and they decided to check what was in there. At first, it seemed like an ordinary site, just some rail tracks, a barrier, and loads of rocks. But soon, things got interesting when they zoomed in on the darkness and noticed an odd figure appearing out of nowhere. Both of them found it best to run away from the scene and were completely clueless about what was living in the dark depths. Those glowing eyes and the eerily humanoid structure had them wondering if they had encountered a skinwalker on their adventure.
Go.
Stalking eyes. Cave exploration is all about tight spaces and giant rocks. Yet one adventurer encountered something far more creepy on his expedition. A group of friends had ventured into the deep rocky terrains when one of them was left behind. He called out for everyone, yet no one responded.
Ребята! Ребят!
This had the man rushing all over the place looking for his friend. After hearing a loud noise, he decided to run to safety to get some help. And when he thought it was all over, he found out something was going through his backpack. The explorer's camera even captured the culprit hidden right next to him, as the glowing eyes were piercing through the camera. What happened after it was left a mystery. Haunted tunnels. A group of friends thought it would be fun to explore the old Japanese World War II tunnels and were running around like they owned the place. It was all fun and games until they entered a narrow and long area and their camera started glitching. This is when they realized they had made the wrong choice. And just a few moments later, this ghostly apparition made its way to the scene. It had the most eerie existence that left them in complete shock. That translucent appearance was the clearest sign that this was indeed an otherworldly being and no normal sight. A trip to these abandoned tunnels can bring forward the most unexpected sights. Climbing figure.
We're about to go into the giant ice caves.
A whole group of tourists was moving through the ice cave in the town of Hallstatt, Austria, and everyone was simply admiring the ice formations that had taken 1,000,000 years to form. And then the calm moment was broken by one of the tourists' screams. The couple filming the whole ordeal got ahead and found this odd creature making its way to the top of the cave wall. Now, while some tried to call it a frog, there was no way it was possible. Judging by the distance, this thing had to be at least 3 feet long. The eyewitnesses believed that this was a cave dweller or some mysterious creature that had been living and hiding for centuries.
It must be thousands of years old.
Skinwalker in tunnel. A resident from Oregon had been hearing creepy noises from his sewer and thought there might be some defect. So he grabbed a torch and ventured into the dark to get a look at what was bothering him. Little did he know that things were about to get out of hand. The man could still hear the noises, and the deeper he went, the louder the screeching sounds were getting.
inside the tunnel, and
And then, finally, this thing with glowing eyes made its appearance. Although the video quality was not very good, it was enough to see that the creature had an inhumanly hunched over back and the most creepy looks. Do you think the sewers were inhabited by the mythical rake? Or was this just another animal? Dark space. While exploring the open area of the forest, a man came across an underground structure and decided to explore it out of curiosity. He started filming the inside part and was shocked to find out that it was actually inhabited by something with glowing eyes. Although a lot could not be seen about this critter, his eyes and a humanoid silhouette were enough to make the man run for his life. This short encounter left him with dozens of questions about what he knew of reality, and loads of nightmares. Ghost of Woman.
Oh, I don't like this.
This group of friends thought it would be fun to explore a narrow cave system and challenged each other to get in. At first it was all fun and games, but their camera had captured something from the dark that they did not notice. An enhanced version showed a woman dressed in white standing in the darkness. Soon they started hearing odd things. Still, they continued their journey through the cave, and then they saw someone standing on the other end. Once they got to an alleged exit, everyone started running for their lives in sheer panic, and no one knew what they saw there. Now, the viewers had mixed reviews on the authenticity here, but the cave explorers mentioned that they felt a paranormal presence there. Exploring graveyards.
Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
This YouTuber had heard rumors about a haunted cave in his area and decided to check it by himself. He went there with his whole team and started calling on the supernatural beings present there. Just a few moments later, two pairs of glowing eyes emerged from the darkness. They were moving in the darkness, and it almost looked like they were closely listening to what this man had to say. The YouTuber talked to the entities present in the area for some time, and while some viewers were taking this as a prank, according to him, the spirits were actually talking to them, but no one really knows the truth. Not so friendly. Tunnel exploration sounds like a fun activity, but for one group of friends, it turned into a nightmare. As they were walking through the area, they lost one of their friends, and the pitch darkness made it hard to find them. This created quite some panic for them, as they were moving blindly all over the place, just hoping that he was messing around with them. But soon they came across something disturbing. A giant man in a white robe was standing right in their faces. The creepy part was that no one was there other than the three of them. Both the friends ran for their lives, never to visit any tunnel again. Scary screams.
Hello?
If you ever go into a cave with nothing but a torch, never call out for anything from the dark. You might just get a response from cave monsters.
Hello?
See? This man made the mistake and actually heard the creepiest screeching sounds from the dark corners of the cave. The man knew that this was not something normal, so he started running for his life. Although the video ended with him fleeing away, no one saw the culprit behind the screeching noises, and honestly, it's best unknown. Otherworldly life. Cave explorers were moving through the tight spaces of a cave, and they suddenly came across a wide opening that led to a mysterious creature resting in the cave's darkness. Suspiciously, this creature had the most uncanny resemblance to the typical aliens we've all heard about. The elongated eyes and thin arms were a clear indication that this creature was not any ordinary thing. It did not seem like any normal person or animal. At first, they were not ready to believe what they were looking at, but when they shared the video online, everyone pointed out that they most likely encountered a deceased alien life. Tumorous growth. Maintenance workers from North Carolina received complaints of a clog in the drainage system, and they sent a small drone to investigate what was going on in the sewers. But they saw something truly bizarre. While they were reviewing the footage, they found these disturbing giant blobs attached to the walls. To add to its creepiness, they were even pulsating in the most horrid manner. Some even said that the Upside Down was coming in our world. But there could be an explanation even for this. There is a possibility that these were tubifex worms jumbled up in one large sack. And I really hope these were really just worms. Hiding underground. Some explorers from Turkey had heard rumors about an underground facility holding aliens as hostages, and they decided to check it out themselves. While they were roaming in the area, they noticed something moving under the rocks in the cave system underneath. And surprisingly, it was a gray creature that oddly resembled an alien. This scared them all to their core, and they ran for their lives. The explorers argued that the crevice was too narrow for any normal animal to fit, and it had to be some kind of an alien peeking from beneath the ground. Maybe from the alien facility they heard of. Glowing eyes. One might think of tunnels as something ordinary, but these dark spaces have a lot more than just water and fear. Some maintenance workers had ventured into a tunnel for their regular work when they came across a turning point. And at the end of this turning point was the real deal. A tall creature could be seen stalking them from the depths of darkness, and it did not even flinch by the presence of outsiders. Soon the creature had vanished from the scene, leaving questions and nightmares. Some viewers said this was a Skinwalker, while others pointed to the possibility of a well-executed plan. Dragon Home. Exploring a dark cave took a creepy turn for a man when he found odd pieces of skin and bones scattered all over the place. He tried to get an idea of what this was by poking everything with his foot, and even picking up the bones. All this time, he could only wonder who or what could have done this. While he was still awestruck by his discovery and was checking every corner of the cave, something jumped up at him. The creature was too fast, but the camera captured what seemed like a dragon. With horns and a serpentine head, this had to be the mythical creature hiding in the darkness and feeding on smaller animals. Giant in cave. Some hikers from Mexico were minding their own business when they saw something strange happening in the mountain right across them. They noticed a person standing in the way of a giant opening to a cave. Now, that was something new to be found on a hiking trip. One of them started recording the person, but since it was too far off, the extra zoom in dropped the quality, and many who saw the creature called it off. But the hikers were persistent that they had recorded an actual giant. Hunched over. In 2016, a video of an eerie creature went viral all over the internet, and it had everyone wondering if the goat-eating chupacabra existed in real life. It was an inhumanly hunched-over critter moving across the desert in the most unusual gait. The long arms and odd head structure made it look like an otherworldly thing. The creature appeared only for a few minutes, and it vanished behind the bushes in thin air. Some believed in its existence, while others were more skeptical about it being a prank. Monster remains. In 2022, some explorers from Mexico were scavenging through the wide areas of a desert, when they came across something unexpected. While they were accustomed to finding all kinds of creepy animals in the desert, this finding was clearly new and horrifying enough to shake them to the core. The gnarly long teeth and structure of a monster could indicate to only one possibility, that these were the remains of a monster. Online viewers even suggested Dogman or even Wendigos, but the reality of this eerie find was never solved. Cave Jinn. A trip to the deep cave system got spookier than expected when these men saw a strange creature sitting in the dark depths. It seemed to have a disoriented face and was staring right into the soul of these people. They were all too afraid to continue their adventures and were forced to stay at one place and wait to get to safety. The locals called this creature a jinn, which is a category of supernatural beings or spirits that can even shapeshift. These men were lucky that the creature stayed in its place and did not approach them, or their small adventure could have become big trouble. Mysterious creature. We've all been fascinated by the idea of dragons at some point, and this video might spark some questions relating to their existence. A hiker was exploring the mountain areas alone when he realized he was not the only one there. He heard eerie voices coming from the rocks. Out of curiosity, he decided to check what was behind these structures and was thrilled to come across this pair of glowing eyes. He tried to make sense of this encounter, but could not wrap his head around the creature. From dragons coming to life to something as simple as a possum, the possibilities of this encounter are endless. But the hiker insisted that he had discovered a new species in those rocks. Underground giant. A trip to the deep cave systems already sounds like a creepy idea to me, yet a person got to experience a whole next level of fear when he was accompanied by something otherworldly on his adventure. As he was moving through the tight spaces and looking into the darkness of the cave, he realized something was staring back at him. A pair of glowing eyes had taken his breath away. Judging by the distance between these eyes, this creature had to be massive, and considering that he was way deep underground, this had to be something otherworldly. The man was lucky enough to leave the place in time and escape with his life. Cave residents. Some brave explorers decided to venture into the caves created during World War II under the Project Reese. It aimed at making a series of underground structures in Poland, but it was never completed. Although they were ready to encounter some creepy sights, nothing could prepare them for what happened. Just as they moved forward, this eerie creature passed right in front of them at lightning speeds and had them running for their lives. At first, it just looks like a smoky structure passing by, right? But let's look at the enhanced and slowed version. It almost seemed like a hunched-over small creature that was clearly not a normal person. Many believe that this was a cave monster that was disturbed by human activities. Sacrificial Cave.
Cave of the Stone Sepulchre or the Stone Tomb.
These adventurous hikers made their way to an ancient cave that was used for sacrificial rituals back in its time. They all had to trek through the forest, get down in a deep cave, and then swim in some water.
Okay.
Finally, they reached the site where the rituals were performed. The cave was used by the ancient Maya civilizations. Visiting sites like these is like traveling back in time and being a part of what these people experienced in their age.
And if you notice, he has a severe head trauma as if something went through his skull.
Cave troll. Some locals had ventured into the underground cave systems near their houses to get interesting footage of the area. But What they captured was far more than what they had bargained for. Just a few moments after they stepped in, this hairy creature emerged from the dark depths and started moving towards the people. They had gotten so scared that almost everyone was frozen in shock. Sadly, the video ends abruptly, so we cannot say for sure what happened next. But finding a creature like that underground has to be the most chilling experience for anyone. Ghostly presence.
Here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in, and
a YouTuber made videos about exploring abandoned mines and had seen all sorts of creepy areas. But this particular one was too scary for him as well. He had ventured into the haunted Horton Mine in Nevada, which is popular for its ghostly residents. Although the man did not believe in such stories, he still got quite some experience. Just as he moved further, he came across an area with chains hanging from the roof of the mine, and one particular one was swinging all the way around in the cave, even though there were no winds in the area. At this point, the YouTuber made the right decision of stepping out of the area, or else who knows what could have happened in that spooky mine.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
Hairy mystery. Cave explorers from Azerbaijan captured a bizarre creature during their adventure and brought it in to get a closer look. It was fully covered in dark black hair and had a humanoid appearance. It even had human-like hands. The creature was tied down so it wouldn't move around a lot, but here's the deal. This thing definitely did not look like it was from this world. Many even started questioning the authenticity of this video and proposed that this could be a monkey dressed in a suit. But who knows what lurks in the dark depths of the cave systems. Cave dweller. These men had gone out in the pitch black with just their torches, hoping to film something interesting, and they got just a hint of scary. Just as they started digging near a large stone, they accidentally disturbed a creature living there. They all stopped when they heard spooky sounds and went on to check what was causing the noise. Their torchlight showed a hairy creature sitting within the cave. And when they tried to run for their lives, they saw another suspicious person standing in the dark area. Although these things did not harm the team, it was still really spooky to come across an unexplainable entity in the middle of nowhere. Goat demon. Tourists in South America were enjoying their trip when they noticed that something was staring at them from the dark depths of a cave. One of them even started filming the scene to check out who or what this thing was, and they realized that it was some sort of a goat standing upright on its two legs. Now, that sounds abnormal. Many viewers came forward with the theory that this was actually a shapeshifter living in the cave and waiting for the right time to come out for hunting, while others were convinced that this was the ever-famous devil himself. Snake fight. This strange sight was found by some experts while excavating the Khao Kanap cave of Thailand, and they were left wondering how it was possible. The skeleton measured 20 feet in length and was wrapped around with a giant snake's skeleton. Krabi region is well known for such archaeological finds, and according to several sources, this one was estimated to be 35 million years ago. Many believe that this ancient finding is the best evidence for the existence of giants. The discovery became sensational news at its time, and it still attracts dozens of tourists who are intrigued by the idea of giants. Venomous fellow.
Is perhaps the most frightening, and it's the animal that I'm suggesting for the Deadly 60.
Apart from the cryptids and jinns, the mere life form in a cave is enough to give anyone nightmares. Steve Backshall and his team were exploring a cave for its lively routines when they came across a venomous critter known as chupacabra. These bad boys have 15 pairs of legs and look creepy enough to give nightmares for a long time. These creatures live under rocks and crevices of the caves, just waiting to charge when the right time comes. So if you ever come across one, make sure you stay away and mind your own business.
So, here is...
A man had bought a new house and found this giant hole in the backyard. At first he thought it was just a normal thing and would take care of it in a while, but he soon realized that this was something out of the ordinary. The hole led to a series of endless stairs. The homeowner was brave enough to step into this unknown area and started walking down. The stairs kept on going and had no signs of stopping anytime soon. He eventually ended up in a dark room. Some viewers speculated that this was a secret meeting room from World War times, but no one could explain the working lights, leaving it as a mystery.
Some kind of shopping center.
Human face. Sometimes we all see faces in places that are not supposed to be. But what these tourists saw was a lot more real than a mirage or a wrong glance. The group was amazed to spot an eerily humanoid face in the rocky terrain, and that too at impressive heights. It was like the mountain spirit was staring at these people. While many were quick to call it a clever edit, the tourist explained that this was actually carved into the rock, and the structure had the most creepy feel to it. Doorway. The Grand Canyon stretches up to 1.2 million acres, yet some areas are legally restricted and no one can visit them. Some people think that the reason for these restrictions is sites like these. A group of tourists were amazed to find a door-like structure mysteriously carved inside a giant rock.
It's like 50 to 60 feet high.
And it's obvious that doors always lead to some other place. But the question remains, why was a door needed in such a remote area? And the bigger query is, who would use them? Theories suggest that these are created by mythical creatures in the area who travel through the Grand Canyon, hidden from the human eye.
Canyonlands, near where the Citadel was discovered in the Grand Canyon.
Light show. While hikers were hoping to enjoy a calming sight after their long trek, they came across a horrifying sight of 3 mysterious orbs moving above the mountains. It almost seemed like these were controlled by aliens who were trying to get a sample of our world. Their eerie movement through the sky and their creepy existence had them wondering whether the rumors of extraterrestrial life visiting our planets were true indeed or not. Angelic Statue. Construction workers in Russia were digging up for their project when they came across this amazing sight. It was a giant statue of an angel that looked almost real. Even the experts could not make sense of what these workers had found. They filmed their unique find and uploaded it on the internet, where it was spread like wildfire. The viewers were divided between calling this a sign of ending times and even claiming this as a real angel, or simply an art piece. But here's the thing, the higher-ups tried to shush the news as soon as possible, and no solid conclusion about this discovery came forward. New human species.
Almost 800 cave sites that were all entryways into the world that I hadn't been in yet, and that was the mission.
Scientists in South Africa were excited to explore a complex structure of underground caves, as they had heard rumors of ancient human remains in these sites. And here's the thing, although the journey to the depths was not very easy for the team, all of it was worth it when they finally came across several whole human skeletons, simply lying there on the floor.
I was speechless. I mean, there I saw something I thought I would never see in my entire career.
Here's the interesting part. Although it looked very human-like, it was not exactly our same species. This was a new species in our genus, and the scientists named it Homo naledi. And these people actually buried the departed souls, making the scientists rethink the evolutionary course. underground system.
Imagine if you're standing out here 300,000 years ago.
Alien activity. In May 2018, construction workers were doing their regular duties in Colombia when the ground suddenly started acting strange. It almost looked like some sort of power shield was generated in the tunnel to stop the people from digging there. The workers recorded this whole ordeal in confusion and could not make sense of what was unfolding right in front of them. Although their project was immediately stopped, this video leaked to the internet and had people buzzing with theories of alien intervention. Yet the people on site were still confused about what was going on. Car graveyard.
This is how we do. This is how we're living right now.
Okay, we've seen a lot of stuff going on in caves, but could you imagine one filled with abandoned cars? As suspicious as it sounds, there's a famous cave in Wales that is full of hundreds of cars that were left by owners. This area is called the Cavern of Lost Souls, and the cars found in this cave have been accumulating since the 1970s. The reason for the large number of abandoned cars is mainly due to its past use as an unofficial dumping ground. During the 1970s and 1980s, it was common for cars to be disposed of in remote areas, including old quarries and caves as scrap. This was done to avoid the cost and regulations associated with the work.
Look at down there. Oh my God.
Legendary Cyclops.
Face of Cyclops.
We've all heard the legend of Cyclops. These creatures were giants with a single eye in the middle of their heads. And while many people today only think of them as myths, some traces indicate the possibility of their existence in the past. A person found this cave in Wales, where proper sculptures were built with large bodies and just one eye. Interesting, right? Many believe that the people of the town worshiped Cyclops, and this was all made to please them and to get benefits from Cyclops.
His eye. Mouth.
Eerie sculptures. If you ever wish to explore an interesting site, make sure to visit the Kon Cave. This place is the perfect combination of architecture and mystery waiting to be explored. Its wall has humanoid faces carved within it, making it look almost alive and talking to its visitors. The interesting part is that the origin of these caves is still a mystery and legend, with some claiming they were used by the Knights Templar. Rumors about hidden treasures and even paranormal activity are a very popular feat in the area. Alien technology. A trip through the desert took an unexpected turn for a man when he noticed odd stones, and although some people were quick to say that a person carved them out, here's something no one was able to solve. The rocks were cut perfectly straight, and it almost looked like them could fit between two others easily. According to some viewers, these were done by UFOs or high-end laser technology that we humans don't even possess. Do you think these theories could have some truth to them? Open discussion. A team of miners had heard news of an unexplored cave, and they decided to check it out after their working hours. So they walked up to the location and were amazed to find the cave, and there was even a creature living inside it. A pair of glowing eyes started approaching the men, and they were shocked to notice the stature and long claws of the creature. Unfortunately, the video ends out of nowhere, and we couldn't see the complete creature. The miners believed that this was a cave monster, but the reality of this encounter is still a mystery. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.